Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
Labour today unveiled a major overhaul of planning laws as part of their bid to get Britain building and deliver 1.5 million new homes over the next 5 years. The Planning and Infrastructure Bill was among flagship legislation in the King's Speech as Sir Keir Starmer's agenda was set out to Parliament. The government signalled their intent to remove the power from local residents to block new developments. They warned their planning shake-up means communities will only be consulted on how, not if homes and infrastructure are built. Labour branded the current planning system a major brake on economic growth and vowed to press ahead with reforms. This was despite a senior minister this morning admitting the plans would prove controversial in some areas. The Tories warned the government is eyeing up huge chunks of the protected green belt for future house building. They said Labour's bid to reclassify some land as grey belt was nonsensical and shameless spin. According to the government, the Planning and Infrastructure Bill will accelerate house building and infrastructure delivery. Their proposals include modernizing planning committees and increasing the capacity of local planning authorities. The bill also includes measures for streamlining processes for delivering new infrastructure such as roads, railways, and reservoirs and overhauling compulsory purchase compensation rules. It is expected that onshore wind farms, laboratories, and data centers will also be classed as nationally significant infrastructure. Prior to the general election, Labour promised to update the National Policy Planning Framework (NPPF). This is a 78-page document that sets out planning policies for England and how these should be applied. In their manifesto, Labour said they would undo damaging Tory changes to the NPPF, such as reversing the scrapping of mandatory local house building targets for councils. These were junked by the Tories in 2022, shortly after Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister, after dozens of Conservative MPs threatened a rebellion. Since taking office, Labour have already acted to remove a de facto ban on new onshore wind farms in England that was previously set out in the NPPF. As part of their planning shake-up, they have also vowed to take tough action to ensure councils have up-to-date local plans. They said they would strengthen the presumption in favour of sustainable development and would not be afraid to make full use of intervention powers to overrule local authorities in their bid to boost house building. It has been reported that new legal measures will force councils to quickly identify enough land to meet their predicted future housing needs. Once that land has been identified, there will then be a presumption in favor of development, with local residents able to agree the style of new housing but not object to it being built. Local councils that fail to produce timely plans will see ministers step in and impose house building blueprints on them, according to the Times. Government sources told the newspaper that ministers intended to be robust with any local authority that tried to delay implementing the new rules. Labour's plans could also include an enhanced role for new mayors in the planning process. In their manifesto, Labour promised to supply councils with more funding for extra planning officers and pursue a brownfield-first approach to building new homes. It is expected the recruitment drive will see 300 more planning officers, which will be funded by increasing the rate of the stamp duty surcharge paid by non-UK residents. But Labour have warned a brownfield-first approach alone will not be enough to meet their house-building target. They pledged to take a more strategic approach to the designation of Green Belt land. Labour are set to rebrand some of the Green Belt as Grey Belt land, which they deem to be lower quality. These are likely to be areas that are old car parks or wastelands, as well as some green spaces with little intrinsic beauty or character. Tory MP Chris Philp, the shadow leader of the House of Commons, told Times Radio that government plans to find what it calls grey belt land to build on is shameless spin. He said, "Obviously we accept and agree that more houses need to be built, but they need to be built in the right places. For example,